In his headlines, fallout of tribunal judgment, groups rally in support of Governor Dome Emmanuel. NDDC posts ICT education with donation of computers to teachers. Radio, Television, Theatre and Art Workers Union honors labor leaders. Details of this and other stories shortly. A very good morning to you and welcome to AKBC 45 News. My name is Edu Ikon. Governor Dome Emmanuel on Friday returned to the warm embrace of the PDP faithful, women groups, uniformed voluntary organizations and youth at the Akwa Ibom International Airport after the governorship election petitions tribunal in Abuja upheld his election. Anthony Edem was on hand to capture the scene of AKBC 45 News. His reports.
Men, women and youths, clad in different but colorful uniforms, arrived early to wait for the arrival of the governor. Starting the aircraft that conveyed the expected guest, the faithful went into wild jubilation. Addressing the crowd, the governor thanked them for their unwavering support, describing the turnout as a display of solidity, pointing out that the PDP government under his leadership will take the state to the promised land. He reassured the people of the confidence in the judiciary, but urged them to remain resolute in their resolve to support the present administration in order to enjoy the dividends of democracy in its true sense. He called on the people to embrace the Takada spirit and to work together for the success of the PDP in the state.
Justice will always be done. Don't be shaken. The hope of a common man is in the judiciary. The same way the power of a common man is his voter card. The hope of that common man is in the judiciary. Today, Akwa Ibom people are so focused. We are moving towards the promised land. Will somebody detract us and bring us back?
The state chairman of PDP, Obon Paul Ekbo, encouraged the people to remain calm and to be focused in their approach to issues as the PDP government is set to transform the state.
I have the authority of God as the leader of the PDP administrative wing, while the government is the leader of all of us. I'm leading the administrative wing of the party. I have that authority this morning, and God has empowered me to further reassure you that that mandate is sacrosanct.
Others who spoke expressed their happiness to be associated with the event and promised to support Governor Dome Emmanuel to succeed.
You could see the enthusiasm in the crowd. You know, the people are very happy. They are trooping in their numbers. In this arena, we have nothing less than 8,000 members of PDP, and we have them in two batches. Apart from the people that will have done some of the roads, you know, we at the Globe area in Barracks Road, we have another 10,000 there waiting for him. We know that this mandate is from God, and nothing will change. So that's why we find the crowd here, and I'm happy to be part of it.
Because we welcome a governor. So it's like the
even if they do this election 10 times and in the night, any 24 hours a day, Dome Emmanuel will win as a president and as a PDP candidate.
Very happy as you can see. We are here in Akwa Ibom International Airport receiving our governor, confirming our mandate, the mandate that we gave to him in the last election, that he is still the governor of Akwa Ibom State.
Anthony Edem reporting.
Solidarity rallies were held spontaneously across the state after the judgment of Akwa Ibom governorship election petitions tribunal in Abuja. In Uyo, the state capital, the rally was graced by the PDP faithful, pro-PDP socio-political groups, women, youth and students. Ayana Paul witnessed one of such events at Wellington Basiwe. Her reports.
It was a sight to behold as groups attired in different uniforms and placards came out since 10 o'clock in the morning, despite the hot sun, to wait patiently to receive their governor. They went into dancing, waving of palm fronds, banners and scarves as they waited, making the event look more like the triumphant entry recorded in the scriptures. Entertaining people who looked out in all directions to behold the entourage of Governor Udom Emmanuel was a brass band. Their curiosity, anxiety, and patience came to an end by 2:28 p.m. when the governor's entourage drove through Ibom Plaza. Shouts of joy filled the air when Governor Udom Emmanuel stepped out of his vehicle to join the mammoth supporters in songs of gratitude and dance. After the fanfare, Governor Udom Emmanuel lauded the people for reaffirming the mandate they gave him on May, calling on them to protect that mandate to the end. Governor Emmanuel noted that despite the challenges and distraction, he is still out to industrialize the state, as more industries will be flagged off in a groundbreaking ceremony next week. To PDP faithful, the governor charged them to remain steadfast, stressing that justice will be done in the state. He emphasized that there was a successful conduct of election which saw him voted into power by the people of the state. He said he will create more employment opportunities for the youths, but advised them to be law-abiding.
Today you are challenging me the more that our women cannot go into the farm and sleep from morning till night, and meanwhile they don't have money to pay school fees. That our women must rise to greatness. Our women must rise to that greatness, to great minds, great people, great future, great Akwa Ibom State. We must march because we believe our tomorrow is in our hands.
In their messages of solidarity, the state PDP chairman Obong Polekbu, the Director General of Udom Moses campaign Otue Kongirong Esenkara, and the state chairman of Accord Party Joseph Itiaba said Udom is still and will remain the governor of the state.
The statement has to do about the mandate of the 11th April 2015. The mandate was sealed. The mandate remains sacrosanct. The mandate is so created today that nothing can pass to the mandate. This is the time to lay the foundation for serious tomorrow. I want to encourage our governor. He is leading us to the promised land. But remember that even on the way to the promised land, we will have challenges. We are here to reconfirm and affirm, consolidate and support this administration.
Iyagino Paul reporting.
The Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has received a motion on notice on the problems of tax evasion and recovery in the state. The motion seeks to fashion out ways and means of generating the much-needed internally generated revenue for Akwa Ibom State. Kristen Khan has details.
The sponsor of the motion, Prince Idong Sirituen, representing the Itu State constituency, painted a picture of a state in dire straits on matters of internally generated revenue.
They need to look inwards and generate revenue the task of industrializing and saving cannot be oversat.
The motion was seconded by the member representing Okanafon State constituency, Mr. Otto Obangakwan. In his comments, the Speaker, Elder Anyekan Uko, commended the representative of E2 State Constituency for well thought out contributions, in-depth knowledge of issues, and interest in the progress and well-being of the state. After deliberations by members, an ad hoc committee on tax evasion and recovery was set up with the sponsor of the motion, Prince Idonsilitwen, as chairman. The members include Usoro Akwanuso, Eseleket, Ibono, Barrister Imeokon, Ibionibom, Otto Bongokban Ukanafon, Urak Urudo, Ikorabasi Istinobolo, and Mark Eset Nsalatai. The Speaker advised the committee to swing into action immediately and to brief the House on ways of raising revenue for Akwa Ibom.
This committee will swing into action immediately and also brief the House on the processes and those things we need to make sure that we raise revenue for Akwa Ibom State.
Also during Tuesday's plenary, the chairman of the House Committee on Finance and Appropriation, Mr. Usoro Akwanuso, presented the committee's report on the state's participation in the Central Bank of Nigeria's commercial credit scheme in the sum of 1 billion naira. The House dissolved into a committee of the whole and took certain salient decisions on the report. Thereafter, the House approved the participation of the state in the scheme, and the Speaker directed the Clerk of the Assembly to communicate the approval to the Executive for action. Chris Nkam reporting.
Still to come, a two-day workshop aimed at advancing the knowledge of secondary school teachers on information communication technology has been held. This and many more after the break. Stay with us. Many thanks for joining us. And now to the rest of the news. A two-day workshop aimed at advancing the knowledge of secondary school teachers on information communication technology has been organized by the Niger Delta Development Commission for Teachers in the Niger Delta region. The workshop, which is holding in View, has as its theme enhancing the capacities of secondary school teachers in ICT knowledge and operations. Elijah Edith filed the report presented in our studios.
Declaring the workshop open, the Managing Director of NDDC, Barrister Basida Nabia, said it was aimed at equipping teachers with various ICT skills and knowledge to enable them to improve the activities of learning through application of information communication technology in the various educational systems. Noting the role played by ICT in today's society, by Basida Nabia, who was represented by Director for Education, Health and Social Services in the Commission, Dr. Solomon Ita, commended the consultant firm for collaborating with the Commission to organize the workshop, which he noted will equip participants with optimal basic empowerment to enhance the standard of education on ICT in the Niger Delta region. He, however, advised the participants to take the workshop seriously in order to justify its essence.
In December specifically, NDDC was established with specific responsibilities to bring to bear enabling environments for sustainable development.
Presenting a paper on ground rules of ICT, Mr. Harry Benson, a consultant on capacity building in NDDC, took an overview of possible challenges militating against the development of ICT.
This gadget given to you is going to promote, develop the knowledge of the use of IT And in the next few years, we can say this region is ICT compliant on any ground.
A lecturer in the Department of Physics in Imo State University, Professor Chidize Chenenke, who presented a paper on the theme of the workshop, charged the participants to be ICT compliant in order to meet the global best practices in the education sector.
The curriculum, like you said, should be project-based learning that teaches both concepts, organization, articulation, project management, and collaboration. Move to the next slide.
At the end of the workshop, participants were presented each with a laptop computer donated by NDDC to encourage capacity building in ICT among teachers. The beneficiaries, including Mr. Victor Akpan of Community Secondary School, Ikom in Cross River State, Mrs. Glory Ndem of Apostolic Church Secondary School, Ikoro Kunset, expressed appreciation to the NDDC on the gesture and promised to put it to good use.
Thank the Almighty God for making us, to benefit from this program.
And we can assure you that we're not going to sell it out, and that we'll use it to the best of our knowledge and to impart knowledge on the students. Thank you very much.
The AKBC Radio chapter of the Radio, Television, Theatre and Art Workers Union of Nigeria, RATAWU, yesterday honored labor leaders and veterans who contributed to the growth of the union. The event, which held at the State Secretariat of the Nigeria Union of Journalists Information Drive, had as its theme, a new phase of union leadership in the contemporary society. Intern Patricia Odo filed the report presented in our studio.
More than 20 past and serving labor leaders in the state were presented with plaques in recognition of their contributions to the growth of RATAWU. The recipients include the immediate past state chairman of the NLC, Comrade Uhimo Soro, an advertising guru and one-time director of marketing AKBC Saimeyan, Comrade Ekpeyon Osop, Comrade Ibong Samtiniyan, and the former national president of RATAWU, Obong Akwakwa, as well as Comrade Ita Akwabio. The Director General of Akwa Ibom Broadcasting Corporation, Pastor Neti Ukwe, who was a special guest of honor at the occasion, pointed out that success comes when talent is sharpened through training, and pledged that the management of AKBC will continue to enhance staff productivity through training and according priority to staff welfare. The Director General was represented by the Public Relations Officer of AKBC, Mr. D. Ekpeyon.
I wanted to complete this speech without particularly thanking you for contributing immensely to the success of the last Promise House. Even for the support of AKBC staff, that outing would have been a failure.
In his remarks, the state chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Elder Patrick Albert, said the essence of trade unions is to improve the employment conditions of its members. Quoting an American writer, Clarence Darrow, Elder Albert weighed in that trade unions have done more for humanity than any other organization created by man. He therefore urged labor unions to find new and deeper approaches to labor relations by guiding employers positively.
Under normal circumstances and normal labor relations, the fixing of wages should be a collective agreement which brings out from collective bargaining and negotiation between employer and employee.
The chairman of AKBC Radio Chapter of RATAWU, Pastor Emmanuel Oyefogi, in his address, said the theme was consciously chosen to mark an end to what he termed an era of self-unionism and a return to the culture of servant leadership, noting that labor leaders should be innovative, focused, and prudent in managing available resources.
Today we have come to touch the foundation stone in the history of RATAWU, an event of taking a quantum leap and optimally harnessing the overall potential of our great leaders to attain greatness and stability.
Earlier, the chairman on the occasion, Mr. Song Itwen, who described unionism as a hazardous business, urged veteran labor leaders to support the efforts of current union leaders in a bid to motivate them to achieve more. The former national president and pioneer chairman of Ratawu AKBC Radio, Obama Kwakwa, and the immediate past state chairman of the NLC, Mr. Wimusoro, responded on behalf of the awardees.
The resident service structure was the first in this state to produce the first state chairman. It produced the first extensional chairman of Ratawu and was the first state-owned station in the whole country to produce a national president.
I know that activism is always attracted by the kind of management, the kind of government that you have.
The event was spiced up with cultural dances and song renditions by some groups and comedy.
President Muhammadu Buhari restates readiness to support development of infrastructure and universities across Nigeria. Tribunal nullifies election of Barrister Nyesom Wike as governor orders rerun in Rivers State. Details of this and more in national and foreign news segment with Mercy Ekere.
President Muhammadu Buhari has warned lecturers in Nigerian higher institutions against academic corruption and inciting students. The note of warning was sounded at the 31st convocation and the 40th anniversary of the University of Ilorin, where the President was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, David Babachir. President Buhari said his government was ready to support development of infrastructure in higher institutions, adding that his government would as well support vocational studies and education reforms so as to ensure graduates were fully employed. The Rivers State Election Petition Tribunal has nullified the election of Nyesom Wike as the governor of Rivers State. The tribunal's nullification is on grounds that his victory did not comply substantially with the electoral guidelines. Justice Suleiman Ambrosa has ordered INEC to conduct a fresh gubernatorial election within 90 days. The city of Maiduguri is in turmoil as there are reports of more bomb attacks. The most recent is that of two female suicide bombers who on Saturday morning got to a crowded suburb of the city. One succeeded in detonating her bomb while the other was arrested and disarmed before she could trigger off the explosive under her garment. This attack comes barely 24 hours after a lone suicide bomber attacked a mosque in Maiduguri, killing at least 18 worshippers. On the foreign scene, direct flights between Ukraine and Russia will cease on Sunday as new sanctions initiated by Ukraine come into effect. The move comes on the heels of failed talks between Ukraine and Russia over the annexation of the Crimea by Russia. The sanctions are intended to punish Russia for annexing the Crimea Peninsula and supporting armed rebels in eastern Ukraine.
You can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45 or like our Facebook on AKBC Channel 45. And now to conclude the news and look at some of the major stories. Solidarity rallies were held spontaneously across the state after the judgment of the Kwairum Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal in Abuja. A two-day workshop aimed at advancing the knowledge of secondary school teachers on information communication technology has been organized by the Niger Delta Development Commission for Teachers in the Niger Delta Development Region. Also brought to a report that Radio, Television, Theatre and Art Workers Union has honored labor leaders in the state. And that's the news from me. Thanks for watching. Do have a blessed Sunday ahead. My name is Etu Ikon.